I don't think women should be spending their husband's hard-earned money on luxury items.
Boss wife, trad wife combo.
I am way more confident because of my husband.
Mhm.
And I know that my husband is also more confident with and because of me. I know that if I would have had that father figure, I wouldn't have turned into a party.
Yeah.
You need the family unit. Women are praised for being single moms. And again, they should. There is something admirable. The problem is that with the generations that come, they look at how much admiration we give the single moms
Yeah.
and they think it is an ideal scene.
Yeah.
It's not.
Welcome to another episode of the Don't Do Nothing podcast. Today we have an amazing guest. We have Lucia La Rosa Spray today. She is a boss wife and a trad wife, and really we decided just wife of the future is the term, is her title. She's also an entrepreneur. She is married to Mr. Steven Spray, and she also runs a sales team of right about 1,000 people. That's a lot of freaking people.
Yeah.
And by the way, she's also a Scientologist.
That's right.
Welcome, Lucia.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here. Let's get into it.
Let's do it. Lucia, where are you from? I just want to say, like, I didn't do any research really. Like, I mean, I've seen you around. We've seen you at church, but like, where are you from?
I was born and raised in a third world country, Lima, Peru. Love it. I'm actually going in 2 weeks.
Nice.
And I grew up there until I was 14 years old. And then my mom remarried to, I call him my second dad. And he brought us to America and changed my future, like forever.
Oh, that's so sweet. Wow. You call him your second dad, not your stepdad.
Yes. No.
Oh, I love that.
No, I ended up calling him dad. Like, he changed my life and my brother's life. Yeah.
How? Like what?
Well, first of all, when we lived in Lima, I mean, it was middle class. You know, I went to private school, which is kind of common. You have help at home, which is common, which we can get into that too. And like, you know, the house and the family, how, even though it's a third world country and there isn't a lot of money, we prioritize time with family and you're able to hire help. Isn't that crazy?
Yes.
But here it's like so expensive. It's only for the rich people to like have nannies or things like that. So anyway, it was a good life, but then my mom always had this dream of moving here, and it happened for her, which we call a postulate, something that you know, just it's true. And he changed my life because looking back, I don't think what I would be doing in my country. I love my country so much, but the opportunities that I have here in America and what I've been able to do, and finding Scientology as well, because there's nothing in Peru yet. I'm gonna make sure that changes.
Let's go.
But it changed my life.
No, like church, but there's missions, I believe. No.
Oh,
no, nothing.
No, I'm working on a mission.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it because of the mountains? They just can't get
No.
it.
No, I'm not from the mountains. But no, not yet.
Okay.
So I wouldn't have found Scientology in this lifetime if I would have stayed there or met my husband and then found Scientology. So yeah, I think I'm very grateful to be in this country. Obviously, I love Peru, but he changed our lives by bringing us here.
Wow. Yes, the USA is the best country on earth. We have religious freedom. We have economic freedom. We have a lot of rights that are not found in other places. And I want to highlight one thing. I just kind of go into it a little bit because, your content is a lot about how men and women work together. How the idea of like feminism or like woman empowerment or like powerful woman doesn't mean you bring a man down.
No.
You actually are working together to rise. And it's interesting because your story begins with a man coming into your and your mother's life and changing everything.
Yeah. Yeah. It's that big confidence, I think, that you get. I mean, I think some women get mad when I say this, but I am way more confident because of my husband. And I know that my husband is also more confident with and because of me. You know, we're not meant to be alone or just do life alone. Like you have this partnership and this thing called marriage. But funny that you mentioned that because I feel like I'm qualified to talk about these things just because the things that I've been through in life, like with my dad, my biological father, amazing father. Like he was a lot older than my mom, and I love that because he was so wise, you know, and he has so much patience. He would read the dictionary to me for fun. He was like, let's learn words.
Really?
Yes. And so I had this vocabulary in Spanish that people were like, I was like 2 years old and I was saying big words and things like that. And we were like, what? I was like, it's my dad. We read the dictionary for fun, and he has so much patience and so wise. So like the first 6, 7 years of my life, I had the perfect childhood.
Mm-hmm.
Like my parents were my heroes. They loved each other, respected each other. Like it was such a healthy household. And then from one day to another, in my, eyes, they turned into villains.
Mm.
And they were just, screaming at each other. Like I've never seen these people in my life.
Wow.
So imagine like
Your
having,
parents.
having like
Wow.
a perfect childhood. My brother was like around 1 or 2 years old, and I became her protector because I didn't want him to hear them like scream and yell. So in my head, those formative years are so important because
Mm-hmm.
I believed in marriage.
Yeah.
One day I'm like, oh, one day I'm gonna get married and I'm gonna find, and it's gonna be like
Wow.
mom and dad, and then all of a sudden it's like, no, I don't want this. Like I
I don't want
never
this.
want to. Like
Wow.
no, this is like horrible. So then they get a divorce. And that's when kind of my other life started, like my other mindset on marriage and men. Because, yes, when, divorces happen or things like this happen, then my dad was like, well, I'm not going to give you money if you don't let me stay. And then my mom was like, well, I don't need your money. I'm a strong, independent woman. So my mom started
Mm.
opening businesses.
Oh wow.
So for a long time, I grew up with my mom had to become strong. Like my
Mm-hmm.
mom had no other choice but to become mom and dad. But that is impossible. You cannot do that being a
Yeah.
woman, a female. It took away that nurturing mother for me. It took away that relationship that I had with her. Now she had to be
Wow.
tough. She had to be like, you can't do this, you can't go there, no parties, no this. And I became extremely sheltered because she was gone working
Mm.
and she couldn't watch me anymore. So it was like from like 6, 7 years old, 14, 15, we moved to the US. Worse. My mom and I's relationship was horrible.
But wait,
But yeah,
but in between this, your second dad came into the picture.
yes,
Before that.
right. So then my second dad comes in the picture when I'm like 13 or
Mm-hmm.
14. Well, 13 because they were like dating and stuff
Mm-hmm.
in Peru, in Lima. And well, I'll get into the story, but I actually lost both of my parents. Like my both dads. One passed from an Alzheimer, my biological father,
Wow.
and then my second dad from diabetes. And so I had like many lives,
Oh my God.
and the father figure was gone twice. Well, first when I moved to here, then my
Yeah.
stepdad, then they actually dropped the body. And that's why I'm so
How?
passionate about what I talk is like
Yeah.
you need the family unit because I
Mm-hmm.
went through a lot of trouble
Mhm.
without those two, my father figure.
Just for the context, when did each of them drop their body?
So I was 20 or 21 when my dad passed, my biological father, and then like 2, 3 years later, my second dad.
Wow.
No. And it was really hard, but I basically turned into alcohol and partying
Mm-hmm.
and heavy.
Yeah.
So we'll get into that, but
Yeah.
my second dad came into the picture, but my mom was, okay, you are gonna be with me. Yes, we're gonna get married, but you can never ever say anything to my children.
What?
Really?
Yes,
That was her, like,
that's my
You
mom.
you can't even talk to them?
No, like you can talk to them, but like you're not raising them.
Okay,
Like
I got
I'm
it. I
raising
got it.
them.
Okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
Like like
You can
if
say hello and get some ice cream and then walk away.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Like, but he was like my brother and I were looking for that father figure,
Mhm.
right? Because from having the perfect childhood to then seeing your dad on the weekends, going to the movies, and then he's dropping you off, like
Yeah.
that is such like that's the weirdest thing for a child.
Yeah.
That's why I'm
Mhm.
so passionate about we have to get this family unit thing right
Mhm.
because society can really just
Yep.
100%.
flop even more because kids are looking for stability
Mm-hmm.
and you need the male figure and the female figure. So my second dad, he was like, okay, yeah,
What's his name,
whatever.
by the way?
Javier.
Javier. Okay.
Yes. And he was very respectful. So if I wanted to like go to a party, like I would ask my mom, like he would have no say.
Mm-hmm.
If my brother wanted to do something, he would have no say. And I know my mom was trying to protect us and she was trying to do her best and she didn't want us to feel like we had a stepdad. But now we talk, now we have a much better relationship with my mom thanks to Scientology.
Mm.
And she's like, yeah, I wish I would have allowed him to be
Wow.
more of a father figure to you guys because
Yeah.
my mom and I were just going at it. And he was like, what do I do? What do I say? Like, I
Yeah.
can't defend you or her. And it was messy. And then we moved to America, and it was like worse.
How did he do at handling that when he's in that situation where it's like sees a situation but isn't allowed to jump in and do
He
anything?
wouldn't, because my mom had already so many years of being this like lion,
Mm-hmm.
and she had to fully put all of her nurturing and soft side, like, kill it. And this is what a lot of women do.
Mm.
Yeah.
You kill your soft, nurturing, feminine energy. You kill it because you're like, well, I want to make more money, and I want to do this, and I want to do that, and I can do it all. I don't need a man. And it's like you're saying no to your nature. Like, imagine
Wow.
living
Yeah.
this way. So my mom had to become very like tough and not mean, but you could tell that she was really trying to
And like
be like,
defensive, and being protector.
yeah, like, no, you can't do this. Or, I became extremely sheltered too. That's why at 18 I bounced. So it's like, bye. I am going to do live because, again, in Scientology, you have courses about raising children and
Mhm.
teenagers. And like, the more you say no, 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 the worse. You're creating a monster.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So can you explain like the differences of kind of what made it worse when you came here to the States?
Mhm.
Because because we are, I mean, the most technologically advanced nation,
Yeah.
but maybe we're not the leaders in everything, right? So how and why did it get worse when you arrived here?
Well, I'll tell you a story. So I was actually, Javier took me to high school, my first day of high school, and they gave me my schedule. And I only saw 5 courses, like, I don't know, English, math, whatever, history. And so I'm looking at it and I'm like, Dad, like, they only gave me Monday schedule. And he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, there's only 5 courses. Like, it's only Monday. He's like, no, this is for the entire year. And back in my country, you take like 12 to 13 different courses
Oh,
in
wow.
a year. So that was one thing that I was like, this is different. So but now I get to go to public school, not private
It
school.
sounds so boring when you put it that way.
I-
And in
Yeah.
retrospect, it is totally boring.
Yeah, like it was weird. I was like, okay, easy.
So what classes did you miss? Like what were the more classes you had in Peru?
Oh my gosh, I can't even. I mean, you had religion.
Oh wow.
Wow.
You
I
had
love that.
you had religion, which was Catholic. I mean, my faith-based religion is
Mhm.
Catholicism.
Mhm.
You have English, history, geography, aritmética. I don't know how to say-
Arithmetic.
right.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Like math.
Algebra, algebra,
Yeah.
comunicaciones, communications, literature, biology, chemistry. Like, you have
Wow.
like
Mhm,
everything.
mhm,
And you
mhm.
study, like, so every day is different. Like, you have English Mondays and Wednesdays or something
Mhm.
like that. So that was different. And then my first year in high school, which is another story, just to tell you like the differences and why it was harder. I went into the bathroom. It was like you break for the next class, and it had this really weird smell. Like,
Hmm.
I've never smelled marijuana in my
Mhm.
life ever. And I'm like, oh, whatever. I don't think anything of it. I'm like, it just smells weird. It's a bathroom. So I go, I'm literally peeing. And I had the security of the high school, because in public high schools back in California, like, they have like securities,
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
almost like cops
Uh-huh.
in high school, which was
Mhm.
already weird to me. I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
why do we have cops in
Is
high
it a
school?
cop or is it?
It was
In
what do
Florida,
they
they
call
actually
it?
have a cop in the
No,
like
we had
school
cops.
resource
We
officer.
had
You had cops,
cops.
yeah.
Yeah, we had cops, but then they had other, I don't know, the instructors. I don't forgot what they were
Sure,
called.
sure.
Wow.
And she starts banging on the door. She's like, get out, get
Oh
out.
my
And I'm
God.
like, what is happening? And I'm like 14 years old, freaking out that I have an adult banging in the bathroom to getting me out of the bathroom. And I'm literally peeing. I get out and she's like, give me your hands, give me your hands. And I don't even speak English at this point.
Oh,
Wow.
And she's like, give me your hands. She grabs my hands, smells them.
Uh-huh.
And I am in shock. I'm like, what is happening? This is an asylum. This is not school. I'm like, what is going on? And
Yeah.
but when I walked in, there were 2 girls in the corner.
Mm.
Now I know that they were the ones that were smoking.
Mhm.
But they had left right when I went in and I'm peeing, like, they left, and then the instructor comes in, and then she's she's accusing me of smoking marijuana. Like,
Mhm.
where is it? She's like telling me, where is it? And I'm like, I don't know what you're saying. I don't speak English. And she must have looked at me for a second because she was, like not there,
Mhm.
Yeah.
but really saw that I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about, lady. Like,
Right.
I don't know. And she's like, okay, all right, go, 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 go. And I walk out of there like shaking. So I go home. I tell my mom and my dad. My dad knew. He was like, well, people do drugs. Not even people. Kids do drugs in school.
Wow.
And I'm like, what do you mean drugs? Like, and back in my country in Peru, it was the poor people who did drugs. That's what
Mm.
I knew. And
Oh,
yeah, and
wow.
my father, because when we would drive around the city in Lima, like the center of the city is very dangerous.
Mhm.
And I would see kids like doing weird things with like bags or like they were doing
Mhm.
Yeah.
drugs.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I asked my father, I was like, what are they doing? And he said, I was like, I don't know, 6 or 7. He's like, they're doing drugs. And when people do drugs, they go crazy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I
True.
ne-
A good
and I-
father. Good
Yeah.
father.
yeah, and I
Yeah.
never forgot that. So he's like, so you will never do drugs because if you do drugs, you're gonna turn crazy. That was my lesson on drugs.
Yep.
Yeah.
And in my head, I'm like, and it's my father. Like he was like the wisest to me. It was
Right.
like,
Right.
okay, if he's telling me not to do drugs, and then I also saw that it was like poor people
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
they
Mhm.
do that.
Yeah, they're like the dirt, like the guys on the street. You're gonna see they're
Yes,
dirty or whatnot.
yes.
Yeah.
So
Literally.
I was like, yeah, I'm not that. I'm
Mhm.
not them. So it makes sense that I wouldn't do drugs. Never did like street drugs, but then
Mhm.
I started drinking a lot.
Yep.
So that was a little harder. That was like an adjustment. And when my mom heard that story, I think she made a decision to like even shelter me even more.
Wow.
Mm.
So I wasn't allowed to do anything. Like it was school, volleyball practice, home. Like if I want to go to a party, like she would
You're
drop
bringing
me
your dad with
like
you.
yeah, or she would drop me off and pick me up like at 11:45 when the party was starting. And I understand. And
Yeah.
it probably, not probably, for sure saved me from a lot of trouble like younger, like in high school. Girls are not playing with dolls. I was still playing with dolls when I
Mhm.
was 14, like Barbies, and then quickly I had to be like, well, they're not playing with drugs, alcohol, and they're having sex.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
this is 14, 15-year-olds. Like that to me was, I couldn't comprehend, but it was talked, it was like, you're a virgin or like things like that. It was
Mhm.
like, why are we talking about this? Like, this is school. So that was culture shock. That's what people call culture shock.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
So
Jeez.
what was your solution for that? Like at the time, like what did you do?
I think one good thing that because my mom started to ask a lot of questions, she was like, you need to do a sport. So keep me
Smart.
busy. So I started volleyball. I played volleyball all through high school. And I happened to have an amazing coach, Mr. Feezy. I don't know if you remember, but he was like, she doesn't speak English, so don't mess with her. I didn't. I really didn't. I was just, communicating. And there was a lot of Mexicans in school too. So a lot of Spanish.
This is LA?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And but I was lucky to use that word. I was lucky with really good teachers. Like my history teacher will print out the lesson in Spanish because I mean, can you imagine how many misunderstood words I have
Mhm.
from
Yeah.
high school or I had from high school? Like it was, I don't know how I graduated,
Yeah.
but I did
Yeah.
with a high GPA too.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's good.
So my solution was, I mean, for me, I was doing what my mom was telling me to do. At that time, I didn't feel caused over my life. You had just ripped me away from my friends, my country. You took everything away from me. I was hopeless. I was just like, whatever. But volleyball was good. But it wasn't until I turned 18 that I was like, I get to do something because my entire life I grew up being told, you do as I say because I'm your
Mhm.
mother.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I know she meant well, but it's
I think a lot of
probably,
mothers are like that. My mom told me
yeah,
the same thing. And maybe it's a
yeah.
Hispanic thing.
It is definitely a
Like,
Hispanic thing.
I
Yeah,
would
my
ask her
mom,
like,
my mom
"Hey,"
didn't do that.
I would ask like, "Well, why do I have to do this?" And she'd be like, "Because I'm your mother."
Because
I'm
I'm
like, "Okay, sounds
yeah,
good." Like,
you have no say.
yes.
That was my dad's line. It's
Yeah.
because I said so.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
But I also think it's different when a dad tells you that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Again, I didn't have that father figure. And I know that if I would have had that father figure, I wouldn't have turned into a party because I didn't care to come home at like in the middle of the night. I didn't care about my mom. Does that make sense? But I feel like if you had a father figure and you're like, my dad's waiting for me, like, or my dad's
Mm.
going to say something,
There's more the repercussion of like what, like the kind of sort of fear in a way, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah, but it's a healthy fear that I think
yeah.
some teenagers, especially in this generation, need to
They
have
need a little more.
a little more,
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah.
discipline,
Yeah.
yeah, or being like held accountable for things, especially. And if you're a woman, I know women don't like this. Some women don't like this, but you are in more danger. Like
Mhm.
you will get
Oh,
yourself in
100%.
situations.
1000%.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, so where you turn 18,
yeah.
where can you maybe like identify a point where, because it sounds like it went a little bad for a little while in life
Mhm, mhm,
in terms of like the alcohol and
mhm.
heavy like partying and stuff. Can you identify a point where that started for you?
Mm, it was very gradual
Mm.
because it's very normal, and I don't know. In like, where are you from? Venezuela, right?
Venezuela, yeah.
Okay, but you
But I
grew
grew
up
up in
here.
Miami.
You grew up in Miami.
Miami,
Okay.
which is party
Yeah,
central.
yeah, but it's very
Yeah.
Hispanic, very
Very
Latin.
extremely.
And what I mean by gradual is that back in Peru, it's very normal for people to drink like every weekend. So one, I grew up around social drinking. Like people get together and they'll drink, and it was like a normal thing. When I turned 18, I celebrated my 18th birthday in Lima. So I was legal to drink. So we went out to bars, clubs, and I was drinking, and it was like normal. It was
Yeah.
gradual. But then I started to have like no purpose. I really realized that I had no purpose. Before I was under my mom's care,
Mm-hmm.
but then when I moved out, I was like, I have to buy my own toilet paper, my own toothbrush, like, and it was like this responsibility that, this is weird. Like, this is being an adult. Like, this is kind of weird. And then I go, I don't want to do this. Not really thinking like this. Now I'm telling you this, but what I did is I don't want to do this. Let me just go party and spend money and get drunk.
Yeah.
So it was my way of like escaping responsibilities, which were minimal, but I wasn't ready for it.
Yeah.
And I think
Did you realize at the time that you're like, oh, I have no purpose? Let me.
no.
Oh, okay.
No, it was like just everyone else is doing it. People are going to the bar, the nightclub.
Yeah, just bored.
You're
Yeah.
bored.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
bored because you don't have a purpose. I mean, also, you think you can't do something because you're just so young, but that's wrong.
True.
That's true.
Like I
Totally
had
true.
a bigger purpose when I was 12 than when I was 18, right? Like it's
Yeah.
crazy
So strange.
how that works. So then I started going out. I think it got really bad when I started going, like I would go out from Tuesday night because I lived in a town called Riverside, which is not LA. And they'd have like nightclubs for every day. So it was like
Mhm.
Tuesday this, Wednesday that, Thursday this, Friday, Saturday, Sunday brunch. So I was
Mhm.
drinking from Tuesday to Sunday.
Mm.
And then that must have lasted for like a year.
Wow. So you got Monday to be sober.
I got Monday to like recover.
Yeah.
And it became normal. Like I don't think because it wasn't also I would compare myself to the worst, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I always had this like, well, I'm better than because I don't do drugs.
Oh, the people in your environment.
Yeah. So my environment was not like the best. So I was like, well, I'm better than because I'm not going home with men.
Right.
But I'm just drinking. I'm having a good time. And I had a boyfriend on and off, same boyfriend. And I was like, well, I'm better than. But like what happens when you're in an environment like this is you're comparing yourself to you're better than the worst.
Yeah.
So, you
It's like,
normalize.
excellent.
You're just getting drunk. That's totally fine.
So what was kind of like in your circle, like there were a lot of hard drugs, people close to you, or how was that?
No, like my close friends were not doing hard drugs. Just like drinking a lot. But then I started going out to LA, and that's the first time I saw pills, cocaine, and I would have my father's voice. People turn crazy, and
Yeah.
they would, and I
And
would
you
be
saw that
so
you saw it.
scared. I know,
Yeah.
yeah. I'd be like, we gotta get out of here. Like they're gonna kill me. Like that's what I was thinking. I'm like, they're gonna just flip. Someone's gonna flip, and they're gonna like, because they were acting.
Which can happen.
Which
Yeah,
it has
I was
happened.
just
It
gonna
happens
say,
every
it can
day. It happens
totally
every day.
happen. Yeah.
And so that's the first time I started seeing like drugs like that. But the people, which is kind of, I don't think everyone gets honestly this lucky, but I had this, I knew that I was inside, like me. And it was a faint, like, it was like, hey, like, let's not do that. You want to do big things in life. Like, you want to come. It was like very, very far, but it was me. And but then there was other things. I was like, no, let's go party. Let's do this. Let's do that. But I knew. So I think because I was listening to that little voice inside of me, that some way, somehow I surrounded myself with people that would protect me, because honestly, I was in
Wow.
situations that were very, very like, I mean, I got drugged once. Somebody wanted to
Mm.
take me. And my friends were like, they knew that I wasn't a girl that could get drunk and like goes home with a random. So they were like, no, you're
Really?
not taking her. And
Mm.
I was, that was the first time I was like fully like out.
Whoa.
So
Probably like a roofie, right? Or something.
until today, yeah, I don't even know, but I like blacked out. I had one drink and I was
Yeah.
like, I don't remember the next day.
Wow.
My friends called my mom. Like that's how the people that I was, I mean, they're not bad people. We were all
Yeah.
just in the
Mm-hmm.
same, but we were around bad people.
Yeah.
We were in
Yeah.
environments where you had somebody that had drugged me, that
Mm-hmm.
wanted to take me
Mhm.
drugged. So, and I put myself in that environment. And I know society says, well, no, it's, not the woman's
Exactly.
fault.
So you're the victim. Put you as a
Yeah.
victim.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
full victim. And it's like, that is the worst. I would rather be the villain. And I know it sounds bad, but I'll rather be the villain than the victim, because when you're the victim,
Well,
you're
wouldn't we
just,
all?
yeah,
At least you at cause.
yeah, exactly. Your cause.
Yeah.
And like, so at this point when that happened, I was so embarrassed with my mom, but I had people around me that would protect me, or they're like, hey, Lucia doesn't do drugs. Like, don't do that in front of her.
Well, I think it was something
Wow.
so
Yeah.
interesting that you said, because your friends, because they knew you weren't going around and sleeping around, they protected you from this dude. But let's say you were getting more drunk and were going, guys, they would have been like, "Oh,
They
that's
would have let,
normal."
yeah,
They
of
would
Yeah.
let you
course. They
go,
would have been like, oh, this is what
and you
she
would have
does.
just been.
Wow.
And honestly, who knows what would have happened? Because I know who it was. I know
Mm,
exactly who it was. I know like the profile, and he was watching me ever since like I walked in.
Mm.
But it's that voice, your intuition. People call it intuition, right? It's you. You are the most powerful thing ever.
mm-hmm.
And when you're in danger. I mean, it was an exterior experience for me. Like
Mm.
I was like, I
Wow.
saw the guy and then I turned around and then now I'm passed out and then I'm in the next day I'm in my house and I'm like, how did I get here?
Mm.
But my own friends called my mom because they knew. Also, they've seen me drunk and I was like a fun drunk, like I wouldn't like be sloppy or like to the point where I couldn't walk
Right.
or almost pass out. So my mom came to pick me up with my brother. My brother was like, this isn't like, she's not drunk. Like, this is something else.
Yeah.
And so things like that, where I put myself in those situations.
Mm-hmm.
But again, there's this greatness inside of you that you have to listen to. When you stop listening to that greatness, that you forget it. Then you keep
Yeah.
going down the wrong path. So yes, I wasn't doing hardcore drugs or I wasn't going, around and sleeping around, but I was in environments that if I would have stayed there, it would have
Mm-hmm.
become
It
the
gets
next thing
worse.
to do.
Yeah,
Yep.
correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're on the edge. It always goes a little further.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So then, was that the turning point? Like when that happened, or what like popped you out of this kind of direction you're going?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was scary. So I was like, I'm not going to drink anymore. I'm going to
Wow.
stop drinking.
Like fully, like cold turkey, like zero,
Well,
or what?
that's what I said.
Okay, so yeah.
And my friends, let's go out. Let's do this. Let's do that. So I kept working. I had like 3 jobs. Um, I was on and off with this boyfriend, and we finally broke up. That was like also another turning point where I was like, okay, like I want to find a husband. And that's really where my turning point
Really?
started.
Whoa.
Yeah. It was like I'm done.
Was that popular with your friends though? Is it? No, friends are probably not getting all married. No,
No, they were. I
doesn't sound like the
I
married
had
kind of young
really
married.
good friends that one already had a child, and then the other one was like, "F men, I don't need them." And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it was like not. I did not say this to my friends. Like they would have made fun of me.
Right.
Yeah.
Then you want to get married.
That you want to get me, you want to find a husband. Like, what are you
Yeah.
talking about? You're
Yeah.
like 23, 24. Like, what do you mean?
Wow.
But it was the breakup. It was that situation that it just kind of shook me a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it's like I didn't feel good about myself, and I thought of the things that could have happened to me if this person would have taken me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that's so scary. And
Mhm.
putting my mom through that, putting my brother watching me in that condition, it was just like, I don't like this.
Mm-hmm.
And this is not who I am. So in my mind, I remember this is the first time I downloaded an Audible. I mean, this was what, 2011 or 12.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And I said, How to Get Over a Man or something like that. And it was like my first Audible book, and I started listening to it. It was my first personal development. Like there was no personal
Yeah.
development back then.
Right.
There
Yeah,
was
it's
no
true.
podcast, no like YouTube was only like how to do your makeup,
Yeah.
So that was like my turning point. And a few months after, I was like, yeah, I want to get married. I want to find a husband. And I would pray a lot. I started to pray a lot.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not gonna party anymore. Like, please just send me a husband. Like, I just want a husband. Like, can you
Wow.
just please send
Whoa.
me a husband? Like, I want to get married. But it was like full circle moment because I really reconnected to that little girl that had that perfect childhood with her parents
Wow.
and saw an ideal marriage. I mean, my parents were beautiful together. My dad was like the most gentleman. My mom was such a lady, and then they changed. So it was
Wow.
like crazy. So I was eating a lot of the feminist stuff. I don't need a man. I had 3 jobs before I asked any
I was going to
man.
ask, what were your 3 jobs?
So I worked as a teacher. Okay.
Really?
Yes, for a while. Then I also worked as a server at it was like a 5-star hotel in Riverside.
Yeah.
And then I was doing also promo model jobs, which involved alcohol, unfortunately. But I was doing like working with brands. Then I also worked at a car dealership for a little bit. So I was working there from like 7 a.m. to like 3. And then after that, I was clocking in for my serving job. So I just started working. And I didn't have like the time to go partying because the next day I had to wake up and go to work again.
I mean, that's good.
Honestly,
That's a
good solution.
obligation.
Yeah. Good solution.
Yeah. Oh, because also I was gonna get kicked out of my place. I needed to come up with the money. Wow, you just reminded me that. The ex-boyfriend breaks up with me. I was working at his restaurant.
Oh, wow.
It was in my other side hustle. And so we cut that income. So he's like, yeah, we're done. Like,
Was he
that's
the
it.
owner of the restaurant? No.
His dad was.
His dad was. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So when he broke up with you, he's like, "Yo, dad, fire this chick."
Yeah, like that's it. Well, I broke up with him.
Okay.
And I was like, don't ever call me. I am done. And it was always this toxic, like, and he never called me. Like this time it actually happened. And I was like, wait a minute, what?
Whoa.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, well, I guess I just have to go get more jobs. And so I went and I got like a job immediately. And I just figured it out. And then because I had to pay my rent.
Yeah.
I was short on rent. And if I didn't pay my rent, they were going to kick me out.
Paying the rent. Pretty good motivator.
Yes. You pull these things in because, you're trying to survive. You're trying to just make it. And, but anyway, I was like, okay, I want to get married. I started praying. I started doing personal development. I stopped partying so much. I was only going out Fridays and Saturdays, which for me, that was huge. Like that was like, okay, we cut the week is to work. Now I'm on the weekends. And Steve came into my life.
How did that happen?
I was going to say more detail. More detail.
So my friend, Daniela, who's now also a Scientologist.
Yeah.
We met when I had just moved from Peru to California. She had just moved from Colombia to California. And so, yeah.
Wait, you met her back then?
Oh, Daniela and I go way back. Like
we should bring her on. No, I didn't.
Yeah,
learning
you
right now.
should.
Come on.
So
Wow.
we say that like we've known each other, like that was our past life. In Riverside, like we party together. We've known our ex-boyfriends. Like we've seen the best and the worst of each other. And so she one day calls me. She's like, hey, I'm moving to Miami with my boyfriend. And I'm like, ew, who moves for a guy? Like I was very in the.
But wait, is this still when you already wanted a husband, or this is before you wanted a
No,
husband?
I wanted a husband, but I was still like feminist mindset.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like I just wanted the comfort of like a partner. I wanted to get married, have kids, but I was like, but I'm a
But you're not
strong,
gonna move
independent
for a
woman.
man.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna move
Boss
for us.
wife.
Exactly. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm a boss. I don't need him. I
Yeah.
just want the company and like I just want to have a husband. But see, the idea of me of a husband was very different than what it truly is, right? I just wanted to have somebody.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so Danielle is like, I'm moving. I'm like, well, you're stupid. Like, I don't know who moves for a guy, like I would never do that. So, I was like, okay, well, good luck. Bye. See you. So she moves there 2-3 years or whatever. She calls me one day. She's like, hey, I'm back in town. Let's go party. I was like, yeah, let's go party. Like I went through, everything. It was that
This
friendship.
is 3 years later?
That she moved from Miami to Miami. But Danielle and I is that friendship that you don't talk to for like months, but then when you see each other, it's just like So we went, we partied. It was a Friday or a Saturday. And she's like, "Where's your boyfriend?" And I was like, "Oh, I've been single. I've been single for like 4 months, and I'm great." And she goes, "This time for sure, like you guys are for
Oh, because
sure."
she knew that.
Yeah, like the back and forth. I was like, "No, this 4 months is like the top. Like I haven't talked to him." She goes, "You need to meet my friend Steve." But very like, "You need to meet this guy." And I'm like, "You're crazy. I don't know." Like, no, he lives over there. I'm looking for like something real. Like I'm
Yeah.
looking for somebody that's,
Yeah.
She's like, "No, you need to meet him. We were drinking." She's like, "Let me FaceTime him." Thank God he didn't answer. But the next day he was like, "Hey, what's up?" Like, she's like, "I found your wife." Because Daniela knew me. Like,
Yeah.
we knew each other. We knew who we really were. We were good people. We were just girls that were a little wild for a little bit. And she also knew Steve because she had been living in Miami for 3 years. And Steve and Todd, they worked together, so they known each other as well. And so she goes, whenever I ask Steve what kind of woman she's looking for, because he also wants to get married, he describes me, you.
Wow.
But and I would always think of you, but I would never tell him because I knew you were with this guy. And I was like, that's weird. So Steve gets my number and he cold FaceTimes me like a good salesman that he is.
Yes.
And of course I didn't answer. I was like, "Daniela, what is wrong with this guy? Like, why is he FaceTiming me?" He's like,
I want to point
"Answer."
something out. She said cold FaceTime, like the good salesman that he is. If you're in sales, take notes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did not hesitate. He was like, "I need to see if this is real." And I was like, "Well, listen, I'm not going to FaceTime you." He called me on my mom's birthday, so it was September. And then we talked on the phone and texting here and there, September, October, November. Daniela says, "Come to Miami for my birthday." And I was like,
I see what she's doing
yeah, I
there.
see what you're doing. I'm going for your birthday. I'm not going for a man. I'm going for your birthday.
There
But
we go.
obviously, Steve and I had been talking, and ever since I came to Miami for Daniela's birthday, he started flying to California to see me almost every week for 9 months.
Wow.
And then he was like, "Hey, you should move to Miami."
Just for the weekend, I guess, right? Like,
Yeah, like
because
he
he's
would-
working. He's
yes.
working.
So Friday he would leave work at 6, get on a plane at 8, arrived in LA at midnight LA time.
Oh my God. Which
We
is
would
3
go
a.m.
out. We
on
would
the-
go out for
yeah.
him. We would go out to like a little bar or something. And then the next day we would go hiking or something like that. That was Saturday. And then Sunday at noon, he was leaving back to Miami to work on Monday.
So he basically fell in love right away.
Yeah, it was
Sounds
it was
like it.
it was
Sounds like
it.
it was
Dedicated.
a pretty like yeah, it was like commitment. And I didn't know he was a Scientologist. Up
Right.
until then, I've never heard anything about Scientology. I didn't even know Scientology existed. Nothing.
But Steve already was a Scientologist. And
I
I just have to say, I think he took a little page out of Mr. Grant Cardone's book. Because that sounds a lot. That sounds a lot like the story, you know.
Yes.
Like, anyway, it's fine.
Yeah, no, he's pretty committed, and I think it is. Grant's a great mentor. Like Steve's been with him for 12 years when he had his first office in Miami, and I think they were making like 2-3 million a year, and now they're doing 600 million and multiple companies, and it's just been an amazing journey and ride. And I'm so grateful that some way somehow I like met Steve, and then I met Grant and Elena, who are amazing people, and then watched the entire empire grow. It's impossible for you not to want to get better,
Yeah.
So I'm super grateful for that. But he definitely showed me commitment and communication, something that I hadn't seen in a man ever.
Wow.
And then he told me he was a Scientologist. And I was like, I don't know what that means.
How far in?
When we were talking, so we
Yeah.
hadn't met in person, but he would call me after work. So he would leave at 6. He would drive to the org, which is our church in Miami, which was like a 45-minute drive. So we would talk for 45 minutes.
On the drive.
They call you
Yes.
while he's driving.
Talking is so good on the drive. The drives are awesome for that. I just have to say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but then he would have to hang up.
Yeah.
And I was pissed because I'm like, why is it just 40 minutes that I get? Like, and I'm like, and what do you mean you're going to church every day? Like,
Yeah.
I don't
What
believe you.
Oh,
Like,
that's true. I've heard
yeah,
this.
I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
what do
yeah.
you
Who goes to
mean?
church every day?
Who goes to church every day?
Yeah.
Like, and at nighttime? Forget it. Like,
This
I was like,
boy-
That's
this
a
guy's
great
a
point.
player.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, no. But like, and this crazy Latina side of me was
You're like
coming
assuming he has like
out.
band practice, like he's on the bass or
I'm
something.
like, what is
Yeah.
he doing? But he was so, like, again, the communication was so good that it would calm me down. And I was like, this
Wow.
guy's either really like a sweet talker, or I'm dumb, or it's real. Like, he's not cheating on me. He's not. I mean, imagine I mean, first of all, we weren't boyfriend and girlfriend, but I was like, I don't want to waste my time talking to a guy. So I called Daniela. I'm like, what was this church? Like, she goes, no, yeah, they do go every day and they do study. And I'm like, okay, whatever. So one day we're talking and I'm like, hey, like, is it every day? And then Saturdays and Sundays. Like, so I'm like, why do you go so much? Like, what is this? He's like, well, it's like school. Like, I go study. And then he gets a little serious because I was kind of like poking a little too much.
Yeah.
Like, well, it sounds kind of stupid, basically.
Yeah.
He's like, look, I'm a Scientologist. This is what I'm going to be doing for a long time, and it will never change. But like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay. That was it. This was like the first few weeks that we were talking. Then when I met him in person, then he gave me like a Way to Happiness book, and I would read it, and I'll be like, this is like the 10 Commandments. Like, of course everybody knows this.
Yeah.
I was like, I was
Yeah.
trying to be like a smart ass. Like, I know this already. I'm a good person. But I read the whole book. Like, I was like, this is good. Then I would go visit him in Miami and I would see all the books. And then I would kind of look and I'm like, this is interesting. Okay, whatever. But in my mind, I'm like, hey, this is going well, like months into dating. Can you marry a Catholic girl? He says, yeah. I'm like, what do you mean? You're from another religion. Like, that doesn't, like, I don't know can I marry a Scientologist? And he's like, he goes, I can marry you.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, so we would marry at a church, like with a priest. I was very like I was trying to find something wrong with the guy,
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, we can do that. But your religion is not going to say anything about it? No. This is a weird religion. Like, they don't baptize you. They don't force you to marry within your religion. It was weird to me. It wasn't until I moved in with him.
Wow, that's a good point.
Right?
Yeah.
We don't do that.
Yeah.
We welcome every religion. It's something that I love so much about Scientology.
Yeah.
You get to meet so many people. So anyway, that was how I met him.
So you were into the marriage thing though before him. Had you
know.
guys already talked about marriage? You just kind of said it like.
No,
Was that how you first talked about marriage?
Yeah, we did very early on because I was like, I'm looking for a husband.
Yeah.
And funny story, I was like, I'm looking for a husband. He's like, okay, yeah, I'm looking also for to get married. And then I was still going out on Fridays and Saturdays.
Oh snap!
And I was posting it on like Snapchat or because it was like
Yeah. The cool
never,
thing, right?
Yeah, exactly. But he never asked me to be his girlfriend. We were just talking.
Yeah.
And one day he calls me the next day after I had posted I went out with my girlfriends. He goes, hey, so I just want you to know that, I'm looking for something serious. And if you are someone that is going to be serious to me, I don't really like that you're going out to nightclubs. And I was like, this is the first time a man, first of all, has ever talked to me like that. But it wasn't like an authority, like you shouldn't do it. Like, it was like, this is what I want.
Yep.
And then, if you want to still go, he told me, if you still want to go out, that's fine, but that's not what I'm looking for. Very calm, very good communication, and I was like, oh, okay. And I think because he wasn't reactive, I wouldn't get reactive, because if I would have had that conversation with an ex-boyfriend, would have been like, bye.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna do whatever I want.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I clearly remember saying, well, I like you too, so if you don't like that, I guess I won't go out. Like, it was very like, it was like, okay, fine. And so I stopped going out. He's like, okay. I mean, we can go out. He's like, if you like to go out dance, like, we can go out.
Yeah.
But then he went more into it. He's like, but if you go to a nightclub and you're single, like, people are looking for things there. And I was like, well, I don't talk to guys. And he's like, yeah, but it's the environment.
Yeah.
I don't know anything
That's
about the
true.
environment.
That's so true.
To me, I was blind by what I had been doing for such a long time.
Yeah.
Women look at this as controlling.
Mm.
But I would say, like, I mean, what was good about going to the nightclub anyway?
Yeah.
Spending money, getting drunk. What was good? It was like, I like dancing. But other than that, I would love to be dancing with my partner,
Yeah.
not with anybody else. So,
And of course, other guys are gonna approach you and they're gonna
totally.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
They're
it's a
gonna,
lie that you go and it's just
Yeah.
like people
Agreed.
are gonna. Also, we learned this in Scientology. There are flows, right? Like now, I don't get hit on at all. Not even on Instagram or when I go out with my girlfriends. We don't go to nightclubs, but let's say we go to like a
Dude, I
brunch
don't
or
get
things
hit
like
on
that.
either. Gangs of Scientology.
Yeah,
That's great.
exactly. Like you don't.
I've just never been hit on in my life, so it's all good.
I just think it's really interesting, right?
Yeah,
How
yeah.
when you practice Scientology and you learn the teachings of L. Ron Hubbard and how the mind works and why we do certain things and why people, and then you're just so clean. You're free to go out. I'm not going to put myself in an environment of a nightclub either.
Yeah.
But no, I don't. And Steve doesn't either. Like no weird DM, nothing.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Yeah, I got to tell you, my wife has actually told me like the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, because we have whatever in her past. Like she used to go out a lot, and you know, it was whatever. And as she's continued doing more Scientology, like the amount of like stuff, like you said, flows, things that she would maybe pull in, intentionally or unintentionally.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like at a certain point, it just went crickets, and it's like never come back. It's
I
like,
know it's crazy.
It is
'cause I was
crazy.
like, what's this weird? At first it was weird, to be honest. It was like, huh, okay. But I liked it because I was at peace. I was like, I don't have to worry about somebody looking or I just free. I was free. So yeah, I ended up moving in with him and then that he kept going to the church every day and every weekend. And I was really upset because I was like, I just moved across the country. Like, what do you mean?
Oh,
You're not
man.
coming home.
Yeah.
God.
And like
Oh,
Steve
God.
is the type of guy that he commits. Like when
Yep.
he does something, he's
Yeah.
gonna do it like all
But,
in.
Yeah.
but hold on, did he? At that time, had he not like invited you? Like, you want
I
to
was
come
gonna
study
ask
with
the
me?
same
Like,
thing. Yeah.
hey,
No.
you know what? You don't like. You just come with. You want to study? You could come study with me.
No.
It's all good. Like,
I mean, if you would have met me back then,
Yeah.
you would have been scared of me. I was just, I had this wall and this like, I do what I want to do. You cannot, and I think he knew that.
so he knew that if he
early
would
on,
like tell you, you're
that
gonna
if
be
he
like,
would, if he was,
hell no.
yeah, I would have been like, no, I'm Catholic. Actually, we're going to mass.
Yeah, yeah,
Vamos.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like he knew that was because,
Mhm.
and honestly, that would have been my reaction.
Right. Wow. So he knew you so
Very
good
smart.
to not even
Very
say,
smart.
"Come with me."
No,
Wow.
he knew.
And this guy's a pro salesman.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he knows.
Yeah,
Okay.
he really did. He would ask questions, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I pray and this and that," and I wasn't praying. Like, anyway, so he knew that would have happened. So I was like, one day, it was a Saturday. He was again getting ready to go to this church. But see, the way that he made me want to go is because he was setting a really good example
Yeah.
as a Scientologist.
Yeah.
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 Then of course I met Grant, Elena, I met other Scientologists, and I was like, I really, whatever these people are on, it's very, very interesting. Like
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
on
yeah.
something, you know?
Yeah.
And this was 10 years ago. It
Mhm.
wasn't, they weren't as big as they are today
Mhm.
in public because they were
Yeah.
always big people, you know,
Yeah,
like
of
they're
course, of
amazing
course.
people, but no Jeds. Like I think Elena was starting to write her book, but I still saw so much greatness in them, and I
Mhm.
was like, what are they eating? What are they breathing? Like, so I had that, but I just said one day, like, hey, I want to go with you, but I was mad. I was like, take me. Like, I want to see, I want to see what this is about.
You're gonna take me.
Yeah,
Period.
like I was
that's it.
getting,
Like,
I was
come-
getting ready, like like angrily, like okay, fine. Like I grabbed my purse, like all right, you know what? I'm going with you. Take me,
Did
take
he-
me to this church because I need
how
to
did-
see what you're doing.
Yeah.
How did he react?
Oh, the smile was like
Huge.
ear to ear, like he was like yes, because this was like almost a year that we were dating. I had
Yeah.
just moved in with him.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
was just doing his thing. And again, we wouldn't argue. And if I wanted to argue, he would like just have a good communication cycle.
Yeah.
And that upset me because I wanted to fight.
You were ready.
I was
Ready
like,
for the
what
argument.
kind of relationship is this that we don't fight? Like,
Yeah.
you don't have anything to say? He'll be like, no, I understand. Oh my God, what do you mean you understand? Like, no. Like, I'm like, fight with me. You don't love me.
Oh my gosh.
It was
I'll just
with
tell
me,
you
you don't
a little.
love me.
This is a thing that I learned from one of Grant Cardone's books,
Mhm.
but kind of as a salesperson, one of the things that his kind of techniques of sales, you just always say yes.
You just
You always agree.
No.
And
you always agree.
always agree.
Yeah.
And I've used it. I try, and it's interesting because it's very hard to argue when like someone goes blah and you go, absolutely.
That's right.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? Yeah.
I was like, what do you,
Anyway.
no, you don't understand. I was like, let me, and then I would change. I mean, I wanted to fight. I really did, because to me that was a relationship. If you don't fight, then you don't love me. Like, you don't care about me.
Wow.
That's how much false information I had about what we in Scientology call the second dynamic. And anyway, so I see the smile. I'm like, whatever. He takes me in there. We're driving. I'm like, wow, this is a long drive, first of all.
Yeah.
Little did I know I was going to be doing that drive for many years, and it was the best thing ever. But I still get chills when I talk about this, because I don't want to get emotional. But when I walked in there and that elevator opened, the walls came down. Like, I don't know how to explain. Now I know, but I was home.
Wow.
Like, I was like, what is this place? Like, I was expecting like a church, like saints and like candles and like, what do you, this is a college, this is a university.
Yeah.
When you walk into a church of Scientology, you're going to feel like you're in a university, and you are in a university of life, of the human spirit and the human mind, and it's amazing. I don't get when people are still like, "Ooh, you're a Scientologist," and I'm like, "Yes, I am."
Yeah.
Come, like, check it out. Have you ever been inside any of our churches? No. Then you need to come and see it for yourself, because there's nothing creepy, weird. It's the school for life. So when I walked in, all my walls came down, and I was open to it, and I didn't know what I was walking into. But you take a personality test. I took the personality test. Steve went to study. He told everyone at the org, like, please, this is really important. like, don't force her to do anything she doesn't want to. And they're like, we don't do that here. But he was so nervous that he was like, please, like, she's a
different one.
Like, don't tell her what to do. Just let her, So I remember I did the personality test, and then we go into like the other room, and they're like, okay, well, these are your results. So it was like this. They're like, what are you struggling with the most? And I remember saying, well, I do really well in life, and then I just don't.
Yeah.
And then I do really well, and then I just crash. And they're like, oh, okay. Like ups and downs? I go, yeah, like ups and downs. They're like, okay. So she's like, she turns around. She grabs a book. And she's like, well, there's a course that is ups and downs in life. And I'm like, what? Yeah, you should, if you want to, you should start and take this course. It's only $50, and it will give you the data on why you're having ups and downs in life. I started crying. I was like, how do you know? I do have a lot of ups and downs. I'm so tired. Like, I work so hard and I'm doing well, and then it just all disappeared. All my hard work would just crash, but bad. Like, when you talk about ups and downs. And so I just crying. I'm like, oh yes, I want to do it. I had no money, and I hadn't. Steve did not know, because when Steve met me, I was living on my own in LA. I was a leasing agent. Like, I was making my salary and commission. So like, I was a big shot in my world. I'm like, I live in LA by myself. I don't have a roommate. I was living paycheck to paycheck. But when I moved to Miami, I didn't find a job, so I was racking up the credit cards. My finances were horrible.
Yeah.
And I did not say anything to him for a long time, until that bomb exploded later. But I grabbed my credit card and I paid the $50, and I took that course, and I've never looked back. Like, that was the beginning of my life becoming my life again, like getting the tools to knowing who I really am. Like, I'm not my own enemy anymore. I'm my best friend. And L. Ron Hubbard gave me that. He didn't tell me, this is what you do. And that's what I loved about Scientology, because, again, I was like, you cannot tell me what to do. You cannot tell anybody what to do.
It's true.
Yeah,
it's true.
And so what I love about Scientology and, Dianetics and everything is just that, hey, check it out, try it, apply it. And if it works, great. it works. It works. And I started to remember about, the things why I was having ups and downs. And I was like, wow, this makes sense. I've experienced this. Now I apply it, and now I don't have this crazy ups and downs. Like you are going to have ups and downs.
Yeah.
You're going to feel good, then you're not. And this can be in seconds or in minutes, but they're going to be like this,
Yeah.
people. And it makes me so sad when I'm out there and they're like, well, it's normal, this.
Yeah.
That is a huge, like, if ups and downs are that big, it's not normal. There's a technology that will tell you why, who, when, and where to prevent from crashing. However, like, this is human. We live on planet Earth. We're gonna have the little, but you should not have these crazy people getting sick. Oh my gosh. We have the technology on why people get sick. Imagine if you knew why you got sick and that you can prevent that next time. That's what we have in Scientology.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's so good.
In fact, I do have to say one thing that does happen, and I remember this is one thing I did in San Francisco, in Church Scientology in San Francisco, which was I had a thing where I ended up in the hospital. I had a huge problem.
Oh.
And after I recovered, and I luckily literally didn't die because it was like very close. After that, I spent, I want to say, like 8 weeks going very regularly to the church in San Francisco. And what they do there to help you. Hey, what happened before? What were the things happening before? What happened at that time? And you analyze and you look at your life, and it's unbelievable that it's kind of like the signs are there. This is coming. And if you would have known a bit better and you paid attention to these things, you really could have prevented some big events that happen that are very bad.
Wow.
So anyway, I share, like, that's just something that you do. It's and anyone can do it, by the way. If you go in, you could do a thing called life repair.
Yes.
A thing called the life repair. It's a lot of times it's the first counseling that you do there. Probably that'll be part of your what we call like the program, like the steps that you're gonna take. You literally look at these times in your life and you go, what happened before? And if you could see that somehow you put yourself in that scenario, and it didn't just happen to you, then you can do something about it. No,
that's right.
I mean
It's
that's
so
been my
cool.
experience. That's been my experience.
Totally.
Yeah.
And also, how cool is it that we don't do it? We do it without any drugs.
Yes.
We do it with someone called an auditor, who is someone who listens. It's not someone that's telling you, you have this, therefore you need to do that. Like, oh my God, that is not the best therapy. Nobody else knows me better than I do. The answers are within me.
Yes.
And so I love going in session because you have this counselor, what we call an auditor, which means someone who listens, and they have specific programs that are specific questions, and you find the answers yourself. Like,
and they will not answer your question.
They will not answer for you. No.
Yeah. Not even if you ask them. Which is interesting.
I've
tried it. I've tried
it. But I mean, what do you think about? It's true. You sometimes you're like, and they're like, well, you tell me.
Yeah.
So it's very empowering, right? It is the best therapy in the world, and it's so cool that Mr. L. Ron Hubbard was able to figure this out and give us that gift, because it truly changed everything for me. And I credit Scientology to the beautiful marriage that I have, to the beautiful life that I have, and the life that I'm going to have. I am going to continue to practice Scientology.
Beautiful.
At what point did you guys get married?
So
I just realized we didn't quite get to that point.
We dated, well, not dated, we lived together for like 2-3 years. Then we got engaged. We got engaged in 2020, in the middle of COVID.
Fun.
Wow.
And so we had to, and then we decided to come here and do our higher courses at the church. And so we're like, oh, in a few months we will be done. Well, it's okay. And then 3 years later or 2 years later, we got married, because we waited for the whole COVID thing to go away. So married is going to be 3 years in September, this September.
Nice.
Together, 10 years in November.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Very good.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And so now you're like, something we talked about at the beginning was the boss wife, trad wife combo,
Futuristic
wife of the future. Yeah.
Yes.
How has that evolution come about? Like, because it sounds like when you got here, it was like basically nothing going on, hitting the credit cards like what did your evolution look like as you started on the bridge? Like started actually like
Taking responsibility
yeah.
for the spending and all that stuff. I didn't know how credit cards work. I did not know.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I mean, I moved here when I was 14. My justifications. Here we go.
Yeah.
Moved here when I was 14. My mom didn't know either. We were immigrants.
Mm-hmm.
My
Do you not have credit cards like Peru? Like, is that not like? Well, I mean, you're
No,
14. But
I was
whatever, but
14. I didn't
yeah,
know.
okay.
And now I know. But moved here, you have to have a credit line. I was giving a credit card at 18 years old. When I started college, I spend the money, obviously, because you're like, you're giving me money, I'm going to spend it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Didn't know.
Funny how that works.
Yeah, funny how I was making like the minimal payments. It will never end.
Yep.
And that's how I lived my life. And then I met Steve, who is really smart with finances. And one day he came home and I had my nails like all chipped because I literally didn't have money to do my nails. He's like, what happened to you? And I was like, you don't understand. I attacked him. You don't understand. I don't have any money. I moved here for you and I haven't found a job. And of course, it was all his fault
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
because I couldn't take responsibility for all this spending and also not telling him, hey, I'm using my reserves, which were like, what, $3,000?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I moved with. And then my credit cards. He's like, if you needed money for your nails, you could have just told me. Like, here, like, I don't want
Wow.
your money.
Yeah.
I was
Oh my
strong.
god.
I was a
Yeah.
strong, independent woman. I think a lot of the women my age, like late 20s, 30s, and maybe 40s, we were in that era of like the boss girl,
Mhm.
right? Like you want to work as hard as a man, you don't need a man. And single moms are also praised, which they should because it's a really hard job, but it shouldn't be glamorized or
Yeah.
Mhm, mhm.
glorified because
Yeah.
it's not easy. Like my mom's and I relationship, we had to work really hard to fix it because I'm
Mhm.
like, Mom, you can be soft. You can be my mom. Like I want you to be my mom. You don't need to be my dad.
Mhm.
You know, something probably pretty controversial about that, but I would feel is true. I'd be interested in your opinion is like if you say single mom, it's not actually the ideal scene
No,
for a human being on earth.
for the mom or for
For
the
the mom,
children.
yeah.
It's
Yeah,
It's
for a
hard enough
family.
with a mom and a dad, I have to say.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
Like
true.
like raising
Yeah,
kids.
bro.
I mean, like I have four. I have 4 children. No, I don't have 5. I don't have. Sorry.
Announcement.
Hold on.
Did we?
No. So we have 4.
He
But
wants
even
5
when
to
they're
10.
even when it was just one child,
Yeah.
being on your own all day, father or mother,
Mm-hmm.
all day with a child
Yeah.
is not easy.
No.
Particularly, from like maybe a year old to like
Yeah.
a 4-year-old, like in that phase,
Mm-hmm.
You can't get
it's
anything
not.
done.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
like by yourself and having to work. I mean, again, with 2 people, it's like a
It's hard.
task.
Yeah.
With one, I mean, again back to the thing of like, if you had to do it that way, then you figured out. My mom raised me by herself. In fact, she's on all of our packaging. Like I put her story on there because she is an incredible human
Yeah.
being. Okay.
Yeah.
And all mothers are incredible human beings.
They
That's why
are.
we're all
Agreed.
here. Okay. But like, of course, it'd be a little bit easier if those 2 people doing the job.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a simple idea. I think.
Yep.
Yeah, I think a lot of women are praised for being single moms. And again, they should. There is something admirable. The problem is that with the generations that come, they look at how much admiration we give the single moms
Mhm.
Yeah.
and they think it is an ideal scene.
Yeah.
It's not. For the mom or for the child.
Mhm.
It's much better to have mom and dad. And again, I feel qualified because I had it, then I didn't, and then I saw my life go into confusion
Mhm.
because I didn't have stable the feminine figure and the masculine figure. And for my brother, it was also really tough because he was younger,
Mhm.
and I see what it caused.
Mhm.
And now then it's like you're not going to say if you're not in a happy marriage, but then we get into these conversations that
little-
honestly are so
mhm.
stupid
Mhm.
Yeah.
because the what we need to talk about is before. Okay, you got into a marriage that you're not
Mhm.
happy about. Well, why did you pick this person? Like
Mhm.
you
Mhm.
already knew this wasn't the person.
Mhm.
So my whole thing with Futuristic Wife, I use a lot of satire because I do talk about controversial topics. I talk about this being a single mom. I talk about abortion laws. I talk about boss babes and trad wives, and a lot of things are controversial. So I like to use satire for that reason. And people really responded to it. at first I was like, this is kind of spicy. Like, I
Mhm.
don't know how this is going to be. But I wanted to be an actress when I was younger. So I'm like, this is my outlet. Like,
There
let
you
me
go.
just go there, and loved it. People were
So
loving
when you
it.
talk about satire, like what's like one of your top, like what is a thing that just resonated really hard with people?
I had a video go really viral, and it started with like saying, to the one feminist in my comment that said that my husband was going to leave me because I'm cooking all day, I have a message for you. That one blew up. And
Wow.
so I was like, yeah, you know what? No, I said, you're right. I said, you're right. So feminists in my comments that said my husband was going to leave
Yeah.
me because I cook all day, you're right. And then I go into satire.
What a
I'm
great
like,
hook.
I am so miserable going to Pilates every day.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, my hair being this is like a chore, and basically like all the beautiful things that you get by being a good wife
Mm-hmm.
and having
Mhm.
a good husband. I made it into like, it sucks, and you know, I should
Yeah,
go
yeah,
back
yeah.
to work, and I should be stuck in traffic and blah blah blah. And it blew up. And a lot of other videos like that, I've talked about the feminist movements. Like, I'm not anti-feminism. I just think the extremes are insane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I do recognize that there's some things that the feminists did back then, whether they did it because they wanted to destroy the family unit, or because they actually wanted women to vote and get an education. You and I don't know. You don't
Mm-hmm.
know either.
It's true.
Like, we were not there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So why are we fighting about history? Okay, fine. They did it because people get really dark, you know? No, they wanted to destroy this and that. Okay, but
Yeah.
it's not the 1800s anymore.
Yeah,
Like, I'm
yeah,
not
yeah.
interested. It happened.
There's also just an obvious isness of like women should be able to vote.
I think we
Like,
should.
it's just an
I
obvious.
mean, we
Yeah.
have intuition,
Yeah.
and it sounds woo woo, but we can truly read people from a
Absolutely.
distance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a very valuable input into
It's
the
a
electoral process.
totally. And then I think we should be able to have an education. It's only been 100 years since we've been able to have our own bank accounts without having permission of your husband. So
Oh,
we
I
were,
didn't even know that.
I didn't know that either. Oh God.
yeah,
Wow.
we
Yeah.
we were treated like property.
Mm-hmm.
So when you just think of basic human rights,
Mm-hmm.
so, you know, it's like, yeah, so I'm not anti-feminism either, but I'm not with the new wave of feminism that pushes a lot of ideologies that are completely destroying like, it's
Mhm.
just plain out like in the open.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the whole thing that they're doing with children, and like, now there's more sanity. I started that content back then, and you know, it will continue, but it was really crazy. So I needed to do something about it,
Mhm,
right?
mhm.
Don't do nothing podcast.
That's right.
Oh.
So I started doing something about it, and I had a really, really good feedback from people. And then I'm also not in the trad wife, stay home, do nothing, spend your husband's money,
Mm-hmm.
which was, it's pushed a lot. And
Yeah.
I want people to know too that futuristic wife it's a character. It's not, I'm not telling you to be a futuristic wife. The thing with the internet now is like, the feminists tell you to be a strong, independent woman, and you know, you cannot do this, you cannot do that. Like podcasts like Call Her Daddy, things like
Mhm,
that.
mhm.
You know, it's like she tells you, you should go sleep around, you should go do very graphic
Yeah.
things that I'm
Wow.
like, what is this woman? This is crazy. But
Yeah.
and then she got married, and then she had to apologize to her viewers for getting married. So it's
Wow.
That's
confusing.
Yes. That.
Yeah, so
my
like
wife told
that
me
whole
about that. That's
thing,
so
it's like,
crazy.
it's but this is who you are. Then
Mhm.
the trad wives, nope, you're not supposed to lift a finger.
Mhm.
Your husband's supposed to provide for you if you
Mhm,
want, and they're
mhm, mhm.
buying purses and jewelry, and I'm like, you're dumb. Like, if
Yep.
you're spending your husband's hard-earned money on material things, you do not give a flying fly about your family's wealth,
Yeah.
like future, like finance,
Yeah,
future.
yeah.
You know, so I don't like those extremes. With futuristic wife, what I am doing is I am just giving women an outlet to find who they really are.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to work, great. I work. I
Mhm.
run a sales team
Mhm.
worldwide,
Mhm.
people in Australia and Mexico, all over the US, Canada, France, UK.
And you make great money, by the way.
I make
Mhm.
good
Yeah.
money. I love it. And I do it in the comfort of my home, or I do it when I'm traveling, or I do it whenever I want to. It could be a soft feminine business if you want to make like a couple $100 a month, or it can get very like, it's a freaking business. Let's do
Mhm.
some
Mhm.
sales, and you can make like 6 figures a month. So it's
Wow.
but it's flexible. So I think it's the best vehicle for women to work, like with content creation and all that stuff. So with futuristic wife, she's a character. It's satire. It's to give women the like who do you want to be in the future, you know, and not just a wife. You can be single right now, you can be looking for somebody, but I don't want to tell you what to do. Like there isn't this like, okay, if I want to be a futuristic wife, how do I have to look, how do I have to dress? That's what the trad wives and the feminists are doing, and I don't want to do that. With futuristic wife, I'm like, let's think of the future and let's really create such a positive outcome with the generation that is coming, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, hey, how do you prevent, like the conversations that we're not having that I envision in the future is, you know, with the abortion laws. Yes, abortion, no abortion. That's too extreme. We're not ready for that as a society. We're not ready to say, take it all off.
Absolutely.
And we're not ready to say, free for all, you know?
Yeah.
It's extreme, it's insane.
Mm-hmm.
The conversations that we should be having is, how do we educate young men and young women about how powerful their bodies are
Mm-hmm.
and how a baby comes to be about.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just saying, don't ever have sex. Like I remember my mom saying, don't have sex. Okay, mom,
Yeah.
I will never have sex until I get married. Like that doesn't work.
Mhm.
But if somebody would have gave me a class, would have said, I didn't know anything about the menstrual cycle.
Yep.
There's only
Yeah.
a few days that you can get pregnant. So if we give the young
I need
generation,
I need to comment something on this. It's very important. Especially if you're, and hold on, I just have to say this. No, because I'm serious. We had somebody who got pregnant, close to the family,
Mhm.
and I gave her a lesson afterwards because she was, anyway, let's just say the baby will be coming,
Yeah,
okay?
good.
And that other path was avoided. But I explained, I said, listen, did no one ever tell you? And a lot of dads, I blame the fathers. I don't blame the fathers. Sorry, I'm teaching fathers, hopefully here, to talk to your daughters and say
Yeah.
this.
Mhm.
The time of the month when the female body wants to have intimacy the most
Mm-hmm.
is when you are ovulating and
Yeah.
capable of bringing a seed and getting pregnant.
Yeah.
That is the peak, and this is why so many teenagers
Yeah.
end up getting pregnant.
And they're like, I don't know how it happened.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
because all month you're like, okay, one day you're like,
Yeah.
man,
Yeah.
this woman's thirsty.
Yeah.
It's because the egg dropped. Biologically, your body's it's ready for a baby.
Yeah.
And so that's something that I think both men, boys, girls, men,
Yeah.
women, whatever,
They
should
know.
understand.
They should understand.
Because that's a conversation. You just have that conversation. Like, if you're really feeling it,
But
guess
now,
what?
But now
Your
you
egg
know.
dropped, girl.
Yeah, but now you know.
Yeah.
So it's not, oops, I don't know how it happened.
Correct.
You're
It's
giving.
also super simple data. There's not even anything dangerous
No.
in
No.
that. And like,
No.
yeah, the funny thing is people public school. You went to public school, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, you didn't have human growth and development in your school? No. Did you have
No.
human
I
growth and
did, but
development?
they didn't teach that.
No.
don't
They did
do
not
that.
teach that.
No,
They
I
did the
know.
banana and the
The
thing and
Yeah,
the whatever.
That's where I'm going. Is
No, no.
like the actual like the vital data.
The vital
Mhm.
It's just-
data.
But
Yes.
it's true.
You know.
Which is the extreme,
Yeah.
because we can sit here and say there's an agenda and blah blah blah. Okay, but let's put some sanity.
Yeah.
And that's the whole idea of futuristic wife, because unfortunately there isn't anything that I'm seeing right now in present time
Mhm.
that is handling the bigger problem on the masses, and one topic is the abortion.
Mhm.
Take it off. Nah, my body, my choice. Da, da, da. It's like that noise is insanity. What we need to be doing is now how do we fix that? And it's vital data. Like
Mhm.
it's
What
what
is
it is,
important
what it
data?
is. And now, I think teenagers are not stupid. Like if they know, they're gonna at
Make a
least
slightly better decision.
think about it.
Yeah.
Because they're like, I'm ovulating, I can actually get pregnant.
Yep.
Yes.
There can be a baby. Like I didn't know this.
Mhm.
I didn't know how
Mhm.
to get pregnant. I just knew I'm bleeding every month and that's it.
Mhm. Mhm.
And they don't tell you anything. So these are the conversations that futuristic wife wants to bring, and I do it in in satire, because comedy is different. Comedy is just making you laugh. Satire, there's a message.
Yep.
And it gets people thinking, and the audience truly enjoy that, and they want more of it. I talked about many other things. So yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Amazing.
Okay. So recently I heard through my wife who loves your content.
Mhm.
She was talking about how you split up the use of the money your husband makes versus the money that you make.
Yeah.
Can you walk us through that?
So I like to say my money is like my fun money.
Yeah.
And my husband's money is the money that basically takes care of both of us. He pays all like the major bills and things like that. Courses, like anything big, he takes care of it. So I am taken care by my husband in the grand. But if I want to buy something ridiculous, like an outfit, or I want to get something done to my face,
Give us an
or
example with a dollar amount attached to it.
like it's expensive to be a woman.
And
And it's not that
we know.
yeah. And it's not that Steve doesn't give me the money, but we have a clear goal when it comes to investments. So if I didn't bring money in, like he would probably have to pay for my nails, my facials, Botox here and there, fillers, hair. I mean, my hair was $1,200 to get your hair done, you know? So then I'm like,
But what do you mean get your hair done? What does that mean exactly?
like color and all that.
$1,200 for color.
Yeah.
And
haircut and a blowout.
okay.
And so, yes, can he pay for that?
But Steve would cover that if push came to shove.
Exactly.
Yeah,
What's something ridiculous that it's like, okay,
Well, but I also
Lucia's got to make.
But I don't spend money also like that. Like I'm not gonna go and buy a purse right now, like a $5,000 purse.
Okay.
Like and that's an agreement that we both have. Because his hard-earned money, most of it goes to ourselves, to invest in ourselves, and then investments. So what we have is a clear path on. We don't. You've seen my husband. He doesn't have a watch. He doesn't have like I buy him like the Hermes shoes.
Yeah.
I'm like, let me, like but not with my money, but I'm like, let's
Yeah.
go
Sure.
and get this. But that's just how we do things, because we know that we are not in that position yet. Can we afford it? Yes, but we'll rather have that money make money. And then my money, I mean, like something, if I want to get fillers, like in my face or something, it's like, what is it, like $800?
Yeah.
But I'm not spending like crazy. No, I'm also not doing that. I'm putting money aside, or I'm going to Peru, spend time with my family, or reinvesting it in the business.
Yeah.
But we don't keep up with the Joneses. I think that's also another take on that we have. Like he's not the guy that's gonna go to dinner and like be like, oh, let me get the check, which it used to bother me when we started
when it was like for a
dating.
longer crew, or for you mean to pay a check for you, or pay a check for a bigger crew?
For me, yes. For me,
Oh, I was gonna say, I was like, yeah.
No.
Bother you when
like,
you go into like a big crew.
Yeah, and like sometimes the guys are like, oh, they get the card and they put it on a credit card. And I'm like, why don't you do that? Like, we can pay for it. Like, they're always inviting us. Like, I'm like, they're gonna think we're stingy. And he's like, but it's just Steve. He's thinking like, well, this is if we invested, then it would be this much money. And I'm like, yeah, but sometimes, and this was at the beginning of our relationship where he was single for a long time, and he has this goal. And I'm like, now you have a wife, and like now we're gonna take my mom out. We're gonna take your parents out.
Of course.
We're gonna do
of course,
all
in
these
that scenario,
things.
he's gonna
In
pay
that
you.
scenario,
I mean,
but
of course.
again, it's like a marriage isn't perfect, and so he was again, when Steve commits to something and he has a goal, he will not budge. It wasn't until I came into his life that I was like, no, this is how we do things now. Like we do these nice things, and you will get back that some way, somehow.
Yeah.
And now he gets it. Now, of course, we do it. Like, again, we're going to Peru, he knows. We're going to take grandma out, mom out, everybody out, best places.
Of course.
He enjoys it now. But I guess as far as like friends or keeping up with the Joneses, and also, we went through a hard time when he didn't work for a few months and there was no pay coming in. But there was passive income coming in. And so that's when I truly understood the power and why he is so smart with his money.
The futuristic husband.
Futuristic husband. He truly is. Damn. Yeah, because he was like, see, you never know when the rug can be pulled underneath you. And he's like, now at least we have this and we can continue with our plan. It's going to be uncomfortable. But then also I came in because like back then I was like, business was booming. So I was able to contribute. So right now we're just not in the position. Like we live a good life. We live a comfortable life. I don't think women should be spending their husband's hard-earned money on luxury items. I think that you should get smart and look at how can we multiply this money for our family in the future?
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's small investments that you can do because the material things are not, at least they're nice. I like to have them. I'm not going to lie.
Mhm.
It's nice to have a Chanel purse once in a while. Like we do things like that Christmas
Sure.
or,
Yeah.
but it's not our priority. Our priority is us.
Yep.
How do we get better? Because
Mhm.
nobody's going to take that away from us.
Yep. That's
Like
true.
the
Yeah.
stuff is, whatever. And then when we are really in that position where we're worth a certain amount of money, where we have finances that are secure, stable. Oh my gosh, like the friends that stuck around for that.
Mhm.
Because sometimes we've had friends that are like, why don't you guys just go to this trip in the summer? Sorry, we can't do that.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And then they, it just creates distance, which I
Sure.
understand. Everyone's free to do whatever they want, but I think the ones that stick around are gonna have a good time.
Absolutely. So talking about the future, okay? There's futuristic wife. Now, what about the time of futuristic mother?
That should be
When
coming.
yeah?
That should be coming soon. I mean, definitely this year. I think Steve and I were
This
both.
year.
Yeah,
This
no,
year.
it's
So
time.
exciting. Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, I think recently we've had a big realization on we cannot control everything, which I even hate saying that, but there are certain things that we just kind of have to let it flow.
Mhm.
We are so like we've had a plan since 7 years ago. Like we had a plan. We still have it.
Mhm.
And actually everything has come true. Some has
Wow.
been faster, some has taken longer, but we're very goal like driven and
Mhm.
we're just like both we make a really good team. And so kids were a plan 2 years ago,
Wow.
but things didn't align perfectly in our mind
Mhm.
that we were trying to align it and then it would become worse.
Mm.
And so I told him, I said, what would be the difference? Like, I was like, you know what? It's not going
Yes.
to
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
perfect.
Literally.
Yeah.
Literally. I was like, it's not going to be perfect. I was like, everyone's having kids. They're fine.
Mhm.
Yes.
But
Yes.
it
Yes.
did.
Key datum. They're
Yeah,
fine.
they're fine.
Maybe even doing better.
That's what
In
I
a lot
hear.
of
That's what
cases,
we
in a lot,
hear.
it happened for me for sure.
Yeah,
Same.
I've heard your story, but see again, like it's been 10 years that we've been go 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 just
Mhm.
ourselves, and the speed at which we do things, where sometimes we think we had a baby, like how would that be? We can't move that
You
fast.
can. You absolutely can.
So anyway, this year the babies will come.
Yeah.
And I know once like the decision's made and we actually like get to it, then it will be just a matter of time. But
Yeah.
yeah, we're excited. But yeah, we're control freaks. We're definitely control freaks. But
Which
we
is a
just had
plus point, by the way.
it
It's a good thing.
is. It is. And also we're playing such a big game, which was another win that we're like, dude, we're just doing it's like we don't want to toot our own horn, but it's like we did so much of the right
What's one to have on a
things.
horn if you're not going to toot
Exactly.
it?
We did so much of the right things. We made a lot of sacrifices. Again, like the traveling, the friends, the splurging on nice cars, watches. We've always lived in nice places. That's something that we are not willing to compromise. We tried, like, we did the let's sacrifice and live in a little part. We hated it. We were fighting every day.
Mhm.
But it's like let's
I'm
let's
excited
get out
for
of
it.
our plan
Yes.
Yeah.
because it was so like this, and I'm like, that's not how life is.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially with kids, I think we're gonna have a really big lesson there.
Yes. The kids teach you a lot, and it really
Yeah,
it's something I think you guys are gonna really both enjoy so much. And I know, I mean, there's a lot of people having babies right now. I've
yeah,
seen it. I know around,
yeah.
and I'm excited for you guys
Thank you,
for sure.
thank you.
Me too.
Well, you will be one of the first ones to know.
Nice. Okay, so
Go ahead.
no. Okay, fine. So because we do ask all the guests, otherwise you kind of sort of answer it, but I'm asking just fresh anyway.
Yeah.
Since this show, right, we talk to Scientologists, right, about their life. Like, in your own words, what is Scientology?
Scientology is a way to do life where you are more certain in your decisions. For me, that's what it gave me. Now I walk through life just way more certain. And it's not in a cocky way, it's not in like I know it all way. It's actually very interesting how much more confident and certain you get when you practice Scientology, when you do the auditing, when you do the courses. you can even train to become an auditor. Like, imagine having that superpower to help people. So to me, Scientology is just a way that you do life more confident and more yourself. I'm so grateful that I was able to find it, because when I look at the Lucia before Scientology, it wasn't that she wasn't confident, because Scientology doesn't change you. It makes you more of who you are. It reconnects you with like you. So when I look at the old Lucia wandering through life, going to parties and drinking and, thinking in the back of her mind, yeah, I do want to do big things, but no, let me get distracted and do that. I was still confident, but it was hidden. It was hidden by false information, by having the wrong people around me that didn't want the best for me. But with Scientology, I got the tools to identify those people. I also, with the auditing, got rid of all the false information and things. And now I am more me and a lot more confident. And I trust myself. I am my best friend thanks to Scientology.
Amazing.
Wow. That was
So great.
good.
Thank you.
Well, Lucia, thank you so much for coming onto the show. And we're looking forward to the big news from you guys.
Yes.
Thank you for
Don't keep
having
us
me.
waiting.
Thank you.
And remember, don't do nothing.
Yes.